Welcome back to Ablett Jr. My name is Adam, and today we're going to be doing that grand final preview. That's right, we have made it through this crazy, insane 2020 season, and we are finally at the biggest game of the year, the AFL Grand Final. It is happening tonight in just a few hours as you're watching this video. For me, it's another day away because I'm doing this on the Friday. But we have got an absolute cracker of a match. We have got my mighty Richmond Tigers versus the phenomenal Geelong Cats. This, people, is not a David versus Goliath story. This is a Goliath versus Goliath story. Both teams have been two of the most consistent teams in recent years and consistently appear in finals over the last period. Let's compare the pair. Richmond Football Club, 12 premierships in total. This season they went 12 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw, finished third on the ladder. On the other side of the paper, we've got the Cats with only 9 premierships, and their 2020 season was 12 wins and 5 losses, 0 draws, finishing just below the Tigers in 4th. The only difference separating them was that 1 draw the Tigers had to the Pies. The Tigers and the Cats have been two of the most consistent teams in the last few seasons. Richmond obviously taking out 2 premierships and ending up in 4 prelims in the last 4 years, and the Cats ending nearly close to that, 3 prelims in the last 4 years, but haven't been able to take themselves to the next step to get themselves to the biggest stage of the year. Let's have a quick look at the game plan. A lot has already been talked about it. I'm going to talk about it very briefly, but we've got a great game of chaos versus control. 2 great teams who play very different styles of gameplay. The chaos gameplay of the Richmond Tigers is obviously super important. They want to get the ball forward at all costs. Lots of high pressure possessions, heaps and heaps of pressure, forced mistakes, turnovers, and rebound footy back into their forward line. They don't care how the ball goes into their 50. They just want the ball going into their 50. And you can tell that by the very increased stat this year of efficiency inside 50 for the Tigers has been really, really average. In fact, it's been one of the worst of the entire year. On the other side, flip coin of this, of course, is the Cats with their control game plan. They like high possessions, high disposals, controlling the game at their pace. If they want to take it slow, they want to take it slow. If they want to go fast, they want to go fast. But most importantly, they want to be doing what they want to be doing the entire game. This contrast of game styles has created some absolutely phenomenal matches in the last few years, including even the round 16 matchup between the two, where the Tigers managed to out-pressure them and get a bit of a go in the end, and then when the Cats decided to turn on the speed, caused a bit of trouble for the Tigers. That's going to be the key to this entire thing, is this chaos versus control. And what is beautiful about these two game plans is both teams are good enough to even play the other way. The Tigers are looking to play fast, but in this season especially, I've noticed the Tigers playing a lot slower sometimes, slowing it down, letting them breathe, and just sending that ball big into someone like Tommy Lynch, and see if the Littlies are able to do it on the ground. Same time, the Cats have got some absolute power and speedsters, and they can control the game and go just as quick as the Tigers can. What's going to happen on Grand Final Day? It's going to be exciting to find out. Is chaos going to reign supreme, or does control tame that chaos? It's exciting. Tigers versus Cats. In the last 6 meetings, the Tigers have had the wood over the Cats for the last few times. In the last 6 matchups, the Tigers have won the last 5, and the Cats have won the last 1, of course, including some devastating finals losses for the Cats along the way. For me, though, there are some major key matchups, and we're going to look at some of them right here. For the first one things, I've got a slide called Captain's Courage. We've got 2 of the most courageous, hard-hitting captains in the all-time AFL. We've got Trent Cotchin for the Tigers and Joel Selwood. Let's compare the pair. Trent Cotchin, 2 premierships, 1 Brownlow. Sorry, Bomber fans, but it happened. 3 best and fairest, 1 All-Australian, and he's been captain since 2013. Trent Cotchin's at the point in his career where it's starting to head down the other end. However, his small amount of possessions, he doesn't need to get that 25-30 possessions that he was averaging in his Brownlow year. He just needs those small amount of possessions, creating moments. Trent Cotchin is now a moment player. When the Tigers need somebody to stand up, be hard at the ball, Trent Cotchin is the player who stands up and does that for them. He is inspirational to the players. He is great with all the young players, and he is a captain that the team gets behind 100%. He plays the game as hard as anyone, and the Tigers follow suit. Off to Joel Selwood. 3 premierships for Joel Selwood, 3 best and fairest, 6 All-Australians, and captain since 2012. So both of these players became captain and have been captain for a long, long time. And Joel Selwood is again one of the best captains, if not the best captain, in the history of the Geelong Cats. Another hard-hitting player. He is a moment player these days. He still gets a decent amount of possessions a game, don't get me wrong, but he is a player who, when you need someone to stand up, just like TEAMCOACH, he stands up for his team. When they need a lift, he is there. When he has to hit something, make a big hit or make a big play, he finds his way to get to that ball. He and Trent Cotchin are super important players, and I can guarantee you both of these players are going to be on fire. They're going to be fired up and putting everything they have into this game. It's going to be hard hitting, it's going to be exciting, and these two guys are going to be at the front and center of all of it. Next matchup, the Tall Toms. Tom Lynch, Tom Hawkins. The big men in the forward line for each player. Let's compare the pair. Tommy Lynch is still obviously the younger player, but he's still got a lot of potential left in him. He has got 1 premiership under his belt last year. He's got 5 team-leading goal kickers, most of those happening outside the Suns. He's got 2 best and fairest down at the Gold Coast Suns, 1 All-Australian career goals. Out of 174 games, he's kicked 348 goals. He's a big man, he's a strong man, and on the other side of it, we've got just as big and strong Tom. Tommy Hawkins, 2 premierships, 9 team-leading goal kickers, 1 best and fairest, 1 All-Australian, and this year was the Coleman medalist for kicking the most goals out of anyone in the 2020 season. His career goals, out of 276 games, 602, that milestone of 600 goals, coming just recently. These are very large, powerful, strong forwards who you can bomb a ball into and they're going to make in contest. And that's the key to this entire thing. Richmond does not need Tom Lynch to take marks and kick goals to win games. That's the difference. Tom Lynch does not need to take big marks and kick goals to win games for Richmond. He needs to make contests. In most often than not, he will be double teamed, even triple teamed as that ball is coming in from the chaos. As I said, the Tigers just want that ball into the 50 as much as possible. What he needs to do is get that ball to the ground. If he can't take the mark, he makes a contest, gets the ball down the ground, and you could see how important he is to the Richmond game plan from that loss to Brisbane Lions when Cholly, as much as I love him, and I know he's going to be a gun in the future, he just didn't make as big a contest as Tommy Lynch would have. Tommy Lynch, big man, fast, agile, huge impact inside the forward line, really important to the Tigers. On the other end of the spectrum, Tommy Hawkins, big time goal kicker. The Cats need Tommy Hawkins to kick 2, kick 3, kick 4, kick 10 if they're going to get this game over the line against the Tigers. He is going to be a key to this game. Reason that they ended up losing their prelim, Tommy Hawkins didn't kick straight. He kicked, 0-5 and 1 out on the full. That accuracy hurt them to no end. And that's how they end up losing to Port Adelaide in the first round. Tommy Hawkins loves his space. He loves running. He's got really fantastic leading patterns. I don't know if you have watched his leading patterns, but they're so creative and interesting and unusual. He's big, he's strong, and most defenders cannot take him. Let's see the players on him. On Tommy Lynch, it's probably going to go to Harry Taylor, the veteran backman. He is big, he is strong, he is good enough to keep up with Tommy Lynch, but as I've previously established, the important thing is Harry Taylor is great at taking marks. They're going to be important. Intercept marks is going to be important against the Tigers because you don't want that ball hitting the deck. Which Cats, that's not their specialty. They are one of the lowest ranked teams as far as interception marks a game goes. That's not their specialty. That makes it harder for the Tigers. They're going to be probably double teaming, triple teaming Lynch because they really desperately don't want that ball. They want that mark. They need that intercept mark to stop the Tigers in the forward line. On Tommy Hawkins, we've got the young gun, the up and riser, the breath of fresh air that is Noah Bolter for the Richmond Football Club. What a season this guy has had. Coming into the season, he had the nickname Postcode Nowhere because the Tigers didn't know where to put him. He's strong enough and good enough to work in a forward line. He is strong and he's got the speed of a midfielder and he's got the strength and speed and everything required to be an excellent backman, and he's risen as a bit of a replacement for Alex Rance. Obviously, to make the comparison between Alex Rance and Noah Bolter is way too early. Alex Rance was just stupidly good, and he was really, really good when the Tigers weren't as strong and didn't have that strong back layout. Noah Bolter, however, has had the job on all of the big men in the comp. Charlie Dixon, Tommy Hawkins, all the big goal kickers that we have in this competition, and they have shown trust in Noah Bolter, and week after week he seems to be doing the job. With help, of course, from players like Dylan Grimes, who comes over the double team and the intercept mark, and Vlosten as well in that regard. The Tigers' zone defense is the key here. They don't worry about sticking on players. Dylan Grimes is happy to run off his play if he thinks that he can make a difference at the contest. Lawson does that as well. And of course, you've got Basher Hooley and you've got Jaden Short, who is the rebound back out. Noah Bolter, his job is going to be following Tom Hawkins wherever he goes. Do not let that big man out of his sight because Tommy Hawkins could easily win this game off his own boot for the Cats. Let's continue on. Like I'm going to have a game between the Tigers and the Cats and not mention these two players. The best at what they do is what I've named it. I've got the picture of Wolverine in there because this is what they are. They are the best at what they do. Dustin Martin, 2 premierships, 1 Brownlow, 2 Norm Smiths, 3 best and fairest, 4 All-Australians, and pretty much every single medal or award that you can win for individual values. Dustin Martin is a machine, and it is finals time when he becomes the Terminator. That guy becomes indestructible as soon as that final time hits. On the other side, we got Paddy Dangerfield, one of the best players we've had play the game for a very, very, very long time. Paddy Dangerfield, 1 Brownlow, 4 best and fairest, 8th All-Australians, but he's missing a big one. Hasn't got a premiership. This is his very first grand final, and this is a big deal. The competition has waited so long to see Paddy Dangerfield in a grand final. He's finally going to get there. Paddy Dangerfield started his career at the Crows and moved over to the Cats in 2016 to play finals. He wanted finals, he wanted grand finals, he wanted premierships. This is what he wanted. He wanted this chance. That's why he moved over to the Cats. They're one of the most consistent teams in the history of the AFL. In 2016, he made it to a prelim and they lost to Sydney. Didn't get it. 2017, however, made it to a prelim, lost to Adelaide, the team that he left to play finals. Slightly awkward. 2018, tough year for the Cats, made it to 8th, just squeaked into the finals, and they were knocked out in the first round by Melbourne, who went on to be in the prelim themselves. 2019, prelim loss to the Tigers. Whew. Paddy has been this close for so long. And they've finally pushed a little bit further and made it to the big dance. 2020 is going to be Paddy Dangerfield's first grand final. What is he capable of? He's definitely capable of a Norm Smith. I think, here's a big prediction for you. Even if the Tigers win, Paddy Dangerfield could still very well win a Norm Smith. He won't like it. But this is the sort of year where the Tigers don't need players to get over 20 possessions to win a game. It's not their game style. They've done it all season. Whereas Paddy Dangerfield could easily kick 3 goals and have 20 plus touches in a losing team. But if he does that, he's going to give the Cats their absolute best chance at winning a grand final. Players are just as important. These are the players who are key to winning this game. On the Tiger side, we've got Shane Woods, Dion Prestia, and Basher Hooley. These 3 players, not by coincidence, also missed a lot of game time this year, and when they came back in, the Tigers became a stronger team. Shane Edwards, his creativity pushing out of the back, in the forward line, in the mid, is essential to the Richmond Tigers. His slick hands, his slick skills, and his creativity is just fantastic. Dion Prestia, the Tigers have been one of the worst center clearances team all season. Prestia comes back, their ball magnet finds comes back, and what happens? They start to impress, and they've won the center clearances of every single final so far this year. Basher Hooley, key player. This is a big time player. He is a 30-plus possession player and a key player of pushing that ball back out of the back line and getting towards the forward line for the Tigers to score goals. He has come second in 2017 and 2019 Norm Smith voting behind Dustin Martin. Is this the year that Basher finally gets his Norm Smith? Is it the year he finally pushes through the Dustin Martin glass ceiling and gets himself that deserved Norm Smith? We're going to find out today. On the other side of it, we've got the Cats. Now, this is the key to the Cats season. These players right here and other players like this are the key to why the Cats have stepped up to that next level this season. Paddy Dangerfield, Joel Selwood, Gary Ablett, Tom Hawkins have always been champion players and always played their absolute best. The key to the Cats this season, how they've been able to step up to that next stage, is their young players, those second-tier players, have stepped up. Mitch Duncan has had the best year of his career so far this season. Cameron Guthrie, best season. Gary Rowan, best season. These players have stepped up and upped the ante a little bit and has pushed the Cats up into the next level, which is playing in a grand final. Are they going to show up? Are they going to be playing that well to see if they can defeat this seasoned, strong Richmond football team? Possibly. I can't imagine these three players not playing well. Also, from a side note, I feel like Guthrie could be a good choice to take Dustin Martin. You want somebody on one of the best finals players of all time. Simple as that. I think you want Guthrie tagging Dustin Martin. If you leave Dustin Martin to his own thing on a grand final day, I can guarantee you he's going to absolutely destroy your football team. I think they need to tag Dusty. If I was playing against Dustin Martin, I would get super glue. I'd put it all over my hand. I'd go up and shake his hand. He would be stuck to me, and then I would hold his hand for the entire game with super glue. Because I don't want him going anywhere near the ball, especially in a grand final. Last player slide, and this player is so good, he deserves his own page. Gary Ablett Jr., one of the absolute greats of the AFL football team. It's hard to believe that after Gary Ablett Sr. retired, and we knew his son was coming through, I can't believe at the end of his career, Gary Ablett Jr. could very well be classed better than his father. 2 premierships, 2 Brownlows, 6 best and fairest, all 8 All-Australians, 356 games will end on 357, and 445 goals, and I can guarantee you that goal count will go up in the grand final as well. There is no way that a player this good, no way that a player this talented is not going to have an impact in the last game of his career when it's at a grand final. Gary Ablett is the X factor for the Geelong Cats. If he comes out and kicks 2-3 goals, see you later, Tigers. It was a good try. Gary Ablett is that good that he can change a game on a dime. Combine that with players like Selwood and Dangerfield, and Gary Ablett is a killer. Apparently he's a nice guy, but he could very well murder the Richmond Football Club. So, after all that, who wins? I can't tell you who wins, because my yellow and black eyes cannot see past the Richmond Football Club as far as winning this game. With that being said, I truly believe this is a 50-50 contest. You've got 2 of the best teams of the last few years playing against each other in the biggest game of the year. You've got premiership players everywhere, scattered everywhere on the field. You've got Brownlow medals, you've got Norm Smiths, you've got Coleman medals, you've got everything that you could possibly win in an AFL game sprinkled all across the field during this final. That sets up for potentially one of the best grand finals we've had for a long, long time. But what do you reckon? I'm, of course, doing my footy tipping margin competition. In the comments of this video, put your winner. Is it going to be Tigers? Is it going to be Cats? And put in your margin. If you get your margin spot on and the winner spot on, I will send you out something pretty cool. I'll send you out a couple of packs of TEAMCOACH, or you can have a look at my trade folder and you can pick a couple of cards from there. It's up to you now. I am filming this on Friday. I already have the butterflies in the stomachs. I have no idea how these players are feeling right now. But me, I'm nervous. I'm looking forward to sitting down on Saturday night and watching this game, but I am so nervous. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoy my content, please make sure you like and comment down below. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to maybe consider hitting that sub button and the bell icon for future videos. Even though we're about to head into the off-season, there'll still be plenty of footy content putting here and there. I'm still trying to complete my collection of wild cards and dominance cards and things like that, so I'm still going to be having footy videos here and there, but of course I'll be doing Pokemon, I'll be doing a bit of Magic Gathering, I'll be doing wrestling, I'll be doing footy, I'll be doing cricket in the summer, so I've got lots and lots of fun stuff still to come. So please come along with me on my YouTube journey. Thank you again for watching. Please make sure you're staying safe, staying healthy, being amazing, and as always, I will see you in the next one. I'm legit so nervous for this game. Like, legit super nervous. If the Tigers lose, I'm pretty sure I'm crying. With that being said, if the Tigers win, I'm pretty sure I'm crying. Either way, it's going to be emotional Saturday night. Very emotional Saturday night. Go Tigers, enjoy the game. Gotta love footy.